Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Ben. I'm here. It's another one of those episodes, videos, whatever this thing is, where I'm doing. So I'm trying to do stuff with my life right now, and a lot of it is rethinking and reevaluating a lot of things going on to better organize my life, try to resolve issues, even simple issues of like, hey, where do I store my games, right? Where do I keep these controllers, right? I'm trying to do those things kind of all right now. And one thing that has constantly came up, maybe to some extent throughout my entire life, are my game boxes. So, I think in my mind, there's kind of different categories of game boxes. One, there are game boxes where you put your games in game cases, right? And depending on the type of game it depends on how important that is, right? If it's a cartridge-based game, the box is mostly helpful for aesthetic reasons. I'm sure that protects to some extent against the wear and tear of the world, but I don't think it's like that important. When it comes to consoles, you have those kind of boxes, and those boxes, I think most of the time they are empty, right? You have a console and you're probably going to use it, and yeah, the box might be great for storage long term if you're retiring consoles and things like that regularly. In my case, I'm not really. So there's that, and then there's like accessory boxes, right? So the boxes for memory cards, controllers, all those things. And one problem I've had to some extent to my entire life is like this kind of like selective hoarding, I guess you could say, where there are some things I'll hold on to when I probably really shouldn't. And I would hold on to random things like boxes for like even like kitchen supplies and things like that. And then I got to a point where I was like, I'm just gonna hoard game related boxes. um and now I guess I'm here questioning that, right? I think to me game boxes are something that I would want to keep, like actual game boxes, right? I don't think I'm at the point of my life of getting rid of that. Maybe someday I will. But I think what I'm looking at today are game console boxes and game accessory boxes, because these are boxes that I'm regularly using this hardware, right? I am not somebody who is, sitting there with like a PS3 that's going to sit in the closet for 4 years, right? I'm somebody who is going to utilize my PS3 as often as I possibly can, and that might not always be frequent, right? But I'm going to try my best. And so these boxes just kind of take up a lot of space. Some of them, especially older ones, I have a little bit more affinity towards, but a lot of my boxes were lost when I moved initially to Georgia when I was a teenager. I think I had hoarded a bunch of boxes in the closet in my dad's house, and eventually, without my supervision, they were ejected from my life. Not to blame him; it's perfectly fine. As I'm about to do this, thankfully, I will say that I did call a local game store, and they said they would take probably most of them. And while obviously the trade-in value is probably not gonna be great, it will at least hopefully find a home, pair them with other consoles, and then they can use that as a way to drive up the value of that device, right? And then hopefully somebody will get a more complete system at some point. Not that these boxes are in pristine condition. I'm not much of a pristine condition kind of guy. That's just not really what happens. But as we get into newer consoles and stuff. So I thought what I would do, the intention is I have them all now. So this is just the intention is that I'll get rid of them and not throw them in the trash, hopefully. Just kind of go over a lot of this stuff and either talk about it in depth if there's something to talk about, or not in depth if there's nothing to talk about. And maybe I'll make some decisions today about ones that I might want to keep. But generally, I'm going to be honest with you. I think most of these, I can't think of too many reasons why. I think the things that I've always heard from people I've talked to is like, it's great for storage, it's great for moving, and it's great for display. And I'm using my system, so it's not really good for storage. Moving happens rarely in my life. So, if I am going to try to bring, these systems somewhere, there's ways I can get around, making sure they're protected, right? There's a lot of ways to do that. With padding, stuff like that, or just like premium car space where they'd come with me in a car where I have watchful eye over them, right? What was the last one I said? Display. The more and more I go on in my life, I think the less I'm interested in displaying game stuff, at least generic game stuff that is like a Nintendo logo, right? I have no real affinity with the Nintendo brand these days. I don't really have affinity with Zelda. I don't have affinity with like a GameCube. I love the Wii and DS and stuff, but do I have affinity with the branding of that stuff? I don't really think so. I think I'm more interested in individual things, games on those platforms, and to some extent like things created by people that are a little bit more personal, right? Like Dojin goods and things like that. I think that's more my line of the stuff I want to see in my life here. So anyways, we're just gonna look at some of the stuff. So what the first thing I have by me is a Wii box. So hello, this is my original Wii box. My original Wii died. So it is RIP. And so I replaced it with another Wii for now, but this is just the box. I think there is some little things in there, but a little bit of damage there, right? Little stabbiness there. But yeah, Wii is a really defining console in my life, right? And if there's one thing I'm gonna say about this Wii box, is I have a very distinct memory of opening this up like this, right? You open it up. It's upside down now, but this is the side you open up. And there's these two boxes in here, and they're labeled 1 and 2. I guess we could do it this way. Yeah, you could do it this way. There's a hand on this side. Oop, bumping the microphone. But yeah, and so like when you take it out, it's like this interesting like slide system that kind of comes out, right? I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what it is about it that just like makes it feel like a unique thing. Maybe because I just was not used to like sliding things out of a box. You kind of open it and then I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we'll look at today and I'll this memory will be a faulty memory. But this I just remember it being pretty impactful seeing that initially. Obviously nothing is really in here because I utilize these systems. They're out and about. Tons of manuals and stuff. And to be honest, maybe like the first day I bought these, I looked at the manuals and things like that. I can't imagine there's probably too much in here that I'm really feeling. We got an operations manual, and I imagine all this stuff is online at this point. So as much as like, this is my particular set of operation manuals, I don't think these are in any danger of being, lost or anything like that, right? So yeah, I will never look at that again, even if I do keep this box. So got our warranty, extended warranty with additional benefits. What are my additional benefits? Okay, My Nintendo benefits. Okay, that's a My Nintendo benefit. Free 90-day extension. Okay. A free no-risk trial of Nintendo Power Magazine. But you have to register 3 or more Nintendo products on your account. Exclusive screensavers, wallpaper, icon sets. I don't know if any of this is like exclusive to the Wii hardware kind of thing. I feel like games you got more like exclusive stuff, but email newsletters, participation in Nintendo official online community. I used to post on their forums a ton. So anyways, I was not aware about the Nintendo Power deal, but I was already signed up for Nintendo Power. So quick setup and installation guide. Notice regarding using SD card. Certain features not critical to normal operations that allow saving to an SD card require an initial connection to the Wii console to the internet. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of thick books in here. Is this a different language or? Oh, this is about Mii Maker and stuff. Okay. Photo channel. I used to use the photo channel a weird amount. I guess, like, could you call photo... Oh, man. All right. Purikura. Is that what it is? Purikura? Purikura? I think it's Purikura. Is this Purikura? I didn't think about that. Is that, like, what the drawing... I mean, I guess to all... Look, everything could be Purikura. Anyone who draw... If you point at a child drawing... It's a cat. Somebody's cat was used in this manual. You can think of anything as Purikura. It's probably easy. It's one of those things where, like, once in your brain, you're thinking about, arcade machines where you can take pictures of yourself and glam you up. Anything where you do that looks like it. And guess what? People like to look nice in their photos. People like to edit their photos. Anything can be. So, just a bunch of different languages for the same manuals. And pretty dang thick for all this stuff. I'm guessing this was, Wii remote storage up here. I don't remember anything about these specific things. That's the other thing, like, a lot of this stuff, like, if I put it back in the box, I don't even know where it would go, per se, without really looking into it, so. Oh, yeah. But I think despite my love of the Wii and my fascination with the slide out cover, oops, slide out boxes, I don't know if I need this in my life anymore. I have told my slide out box story. Let's see what else we got going on. I think this might be a repair note. Let me just double check. My address is probably on here, so or my old address. Oh, this is my. So I sent in my Wii for disk drive stuff, and I deleted my homebrew software off there, and they sent me a thing saying like, "We know you tampered it." No, they did not fix the disk drive and Nintendo Power. Also, yeah, I forgot. There's like a Wii keychain or something. I forget. How do you get this? Is it signing up for Nintendo Power? Okay, keychain light. So it looks like the top of the Wii remote lights up. So if you subscribed, it looks like you could get that. That's pretty neat. All right, we have another section of this box real quick. And I assume this is where Wii Sports lived. So this section of my box has some stuff just in here for storage. I have never been a fan of the, what do we call these? Wii protectors. A long time ago, people would say they're the condoms or whatever, which is kind of a weird way to put it, but I guess I can see why. But I do not like the feel of these things. Thankfully, I have not thrown my Wii remote at a TV yet, so. But yeah, I tend to just take this off whenever possible on any and all Wii remotes. So we got that. I think Nintendo, if I recall correctly, there was some thing, the Wii remotes breaking off the wrist strap and going and flying at TVs was a thing. And I think you could basically send in a thing to say, I would like new and improved Wii remote wrist straps with a thicker cable. And I believe that's what these are. Is I got these, I've used one of them. But yeah, I got some fresh Wii remote handles. So I don't know if I should hold on to these, but these are more practical things that potentially could be used. So they will be held on to. This is my Wii sensor bar, my original one. I believe, did the Wii U ship with one? I think I might use the Wii U sensor bar now. Yeah, I think it did. But yeah, the couple things happened with this one. My dad vacuumed it up on accident, so the cable got a little torn up. And then I forget what happened here, but this broke off. It's kind of interesting to see, how many IR lights are in there, right? There's 5 on each side, I assume. And yeah, I at one point super glued this piece back on, but that is no longer there. So I don't know if that piece is in here or if I just lost that piece. Just some padding stuff there. I'm not seeing any padding stuff in here for that stuff. So or what's it called? The plastic piece in here. So I think that's just lost. So this looks like maybe did Nintendo send these out too? Did these come together? It's one of those things where like my memory is vague right now. I don't know. They may have sent you these together. Together forever. I could be wrong about that. So Wii remote jacket. Yeah, I don't know. I've been doing more technical writing recently, so it's kind of interesting to kind of take a look at some of these things and how they lay things out, what kind of pictures they use, things like that. So anyways, I guess I'll just leave that in here for whoever ends up with this potentially. You buy a Wii with the box that has that in there. Check the footage. Maybe it's that's the one. Anyways, so oh yeah, there's the side panel here that says what's in here. So we got Wii remote nunchuck, and it looks like sensor bar in this one. So sensor bar going here. That actually, maybe right here is where the sensor bar lived. I don't know. Anyways, we're keeping our busted sensor bar, unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm not making that decision. Most things that are actual things are going to keep. But if it's like paper, plastic, that stuff, things that have no real value, or use rather. All right, let's pack this Wii away. I don't know if there's a unboxing video for the Wii. I feel like this was before that whole era of stuff. I think the Wii U got unboxed by Iwata on their Nintendo channel. I seem to recall having this issue where like it's like a flap back here that sticks up too high. So this doesn't go in quite right. There we go. All right. Wii Sports included. And away it goes, hopefully to a better home. All right. Hey, sticking with the Wii theme, these are new, so all the more reason for me not to keep them. When I was in Japan, I went into a electronics shop. I forget what it's called. Is it on here? That might be it, but I don't know what that means. But yeah, I went to an electronics shop and they had a lot of stuff just kind of pretty affordable. Um, and you know, what is it, 880 yen, 430 yen, and 880 for this one. And you know, when I went was 2023. Yeah. And so that's probably like $5 for each of these, and probably like $2 or $3 for this. So I don't have a red Wii remote. I always wanted different color Wii remotes. I only have the Zelda Gold one, and then the white and black. So having some pink. The blue one's a little grungy, I will say. Most things in Japan, if you get them, they usually are pretty nice and clean. But unfortunately, the blue one was just like handled significantly. So not that I can blame anyone. My devices were also pretty handled. So just the little cradle for the Wii remote in there, and a folded document. Love Nintendo stuff going on in there. So not much to say about that. Was that sitting flat in here? I don't remember how this was actually in here. Or was it floating on top? I think it was floating on top. So not a lot to say about these though. So never took the stickers off. Okay, we got another skin in there. Got to keep those skins. I don't know if that was with it or if I put that in there. So we got our nunchuck. I have a black, 3 white, a black, and a red nunchuck. I had mostly just the 3 white ones for most of my time. The black one I got from, I think, Nintendo Store. And then now I have a red one, but no red Wii remote, so it's not matching. I feel like there was also a gold Wii remote you can get online from Nintendo at one point to match the Zelda controller. Oh, sorry, gold nunchuck to match the Zelda controller. I don't remember for sure. I think it was a Club Nintendo thing specifically though. So, anyways, I have no feelings toward those things. Most of my Wii remotes came through other games we play. Fling Smash, Zelda, right? I had 2 white Wii remotes. One came from Wii Play, I'm pretty sure. And the third one, did the third one come from somewhere? I wonder if there's any like normal Wii remotes, any of those things. I forgot to put this back in the Wii box, but I'll get it. Got ourselves a PS2 here. This is not my original PS2. I bought a used PS2 from a GameStop. That came in like that blue GameStop box. That was a fat PS2. That was my original PS2. I used it to play Final Fantasy 11. If you don't know the story behind that, I left it on, turned on for about 3 years, and then eventually a thunderstorm destroyed it. Because logging into Final Fantasy 11 took way too long. So, anyways, but yeah, we have this one was my replacement PS2. Obviously, this didn't work for Final Fantasy 11, but when the disk drive died, I just needed something that would read a disc. So I think these were pretty cheap. I think this is a pretty late model. It's the 77,000 series, which I think is kind of the last set. I think I got this when Phantasy Star Universe was relatively recently coming out. So it was around that time. I think that's a 2006 PS2 game. So pretty late. I think 360 was already out. I think PS3 was about to launch. But these things were about like I think 99 to 130 bucks at the time. So I don't know what that is in today's cost. I'm not a fan of this kind of platinum look. Even at the time, I was not a fan of it. But it's just what I kind of ended up having to get for the most part. I don't remember seeing any games in the Wii box actually. So got TR2, like a Star Wars 2, MLB The Show, Tourist Trophy, and God of War. I'm curious. I think a lot of boxes do have these kind of games listed on here and stuff. And in this case, we got like accessories, the vertical stand, memory card, remote control, multi-tap, stuff like that. But like, for these games, I'm curious like what the decision-making process was on what games got put here. Because this is not a lot of like advertising space, right? So what you're getting is, if this is on a shelf faced backwards, does it does this actually have an appeal on it, or is it just for when somebody buys it and then they're looking at the box and say, oh, Guitar Hero 2, and like that one brief moment they look at these games, for most normal people, unless you're like me and you look at the back of like a GBA box for a weird amount of time. So all right, so we got ourselves a quick open here on the front. I'm seeing a mess in here, so I'm gonna guess whatever happened in here did not get put away effectively. Oh, we've got some cables hanging out in here. I believe these are monster component cables. I think there were problems with these, and that's why they exist in here. That doesn't mean I should keep them. I have official quality component cables, which I think is the whole reason I got rid of these, is because these were not good. There's a bunch of noise and stuff. So the answer to that is probably get rid of those. We got some booklets here, got some plastic. Okay, we have a Toys R Us receipt in here. $129.99. I know you guys can't see it, but that's what's on there. It's $129.99. But yes, it's completely faded. After taxes and everything, it's $140 basically. So that's interesting because I thought I got this from a Best Buy. So interesting that I got it from a Toys R Us. I don't know what Toys R Us this was actually. I think I do know what Toys R Us this was. Anyways, I have the address at the top. Save all receipts. Toys R Us, I'm living by your word. Okay, we got another receipt in here. Save all receipts. This is a gift receipt. A gift for you. Okay, this is if you got yourself a PS2 and were unhappy with it, and you got it as a gift, you can use that as a return receipt. And then otherwise, just like I know my camera setup's not great for this, but a little tray in here. Looks like you probably just pull the system out. I guess that's like what I more expect, like a tray of things in here that like doesn't really slide out entirely. So, I believe this had a network disc in it as well, and I have that around here in this house somewhere. We got ourselves Sony tech support line, ESRB content descriptor, people a guide to video game ratings. We understand that it can be difficult to tell which games are appropriate for children. This early childhood. I wonder if there are any PS2 early childhood games. I feel like the only games I can think of are like Nintendo 64 games. Subscription to PlayStation Underground. Very exciting. And then a very plain instruction manual. Very matter-of-fact instruction manual. I would be curious to know like what the earlier PS2 models like documentation look like. I think usually what happens after time is you kind of get all these things, and eventually they're just trying to cut costs. And know it costs money. Colored ink with nice manuals. Cut it. All right. So I don't know. I probably don't need to keep those Toys R Us receipts. They're kind of fun, but I have nowhere to keep them. Or I can put whoever gets this box, just in case you need to go to that Toys R Us. It's probably an empty lot now. I think this was part of the PS2 stuff as well, so I'll just kind of... Here's a trash bag for you. Just slide that right back on in here. Yeah, not the highest quality packaging here. And if at the end of the day, they're like, man, let's toss this in the trash, I will not. Just don't tell me about it. I'm not really sure what this flap is for. Like this weird extra flap here. Oh. I think maybe I just had put it away wrong, and so the flap looks like it's bent. Maybe it just looks like it needs to go the opposite way, but it needs to go this way. Yeah, that feels right. So I think it just was bent wrong for a decade, and the box has since conformed to that identity. Yeah, not much else to say about this thing. PS2. What about PS4? Okay, this is not going to fit in the camera. Guess what? If you Google PS4 Pro box, you're going to see what this looks like. This is a PS4 Pro. There's nothing very exciting about this from a like personal point. Okay, here's the one thing. I ordered this. I was too scared to get it shipped to the house I was at because there was the potential that people would take it because I was in a house with a bunch of people. So I shipped this to my office, and I worked with this box sitting under my desk for a day. There's my story. There's my memory. We got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I still actually do really want to play Infinite Warfare someday. I have just not made any progress on Call of Duty. Mass Effect Andromeda coming 2017. Horizon Zero Dawn coming 2017. Watch Dogs. This feels more like an ad on the back here, right? This feels a lot more like, hey, turn this box around and we're trying to sell you kind of thing. So, Watch Dogs 2. I never played the original Watch Dogs. I might play it on Wii U. I like the PS4 Pro a lot. I think the system, I didn't know there's a vertical stand for the PS4 Pro, but apparently that's there. But yeah, I generally think it's a good system overall, but it's one of those things where it's like nowadays, a lot of systems are kind of similar, so I gotta dust this off, but got a PS4 Pro logo on the inside here as we open it up. Did I bring a... Yeah. I got a cloth to dust this. So this is like the bulk of the box. That other part is like just an outside layer essentially. So this PS4 Pro logo on both sides. This is the side that opens. So I think we're gonna flip down here. Okay. A lot of this stuff. Quick start guide, best place to play. Some more ads. Cartoon Network is free with my free trial. Pre-order and play day 1. This quick start guide is sealed. Guess what? Whoever's getting this next, you need a sealed quick start guide. There you go. Millions of dollars, I'm sure. I think the only thing that would probably be in here is like maybe like a rogue HDMI cable. But I'm not seeing much of anything. There's a lot of... So basically, the way this opens up is there's like these little sides, so like the PS4 would fit in here. So this will actually like grip the PS4 Pro. And then we have a third box here, and I assume this would be all components, but in this case, it is all trash. So, anyways, not a lot going on in there. It's kind of nice that this was like just kind of floating up at top, just saying like, hey, buddy, this is the best place to play. Especially when you look at that generation, probably. It's probably decent. But yeah, I mostly bought this to get Final Fantasy 15 with it, and proceeded to not play Final Fantasy 15 for many years after that. It's about right. with me now. It's just I get busy with other games, and playing the latest and greatest is just not a priority of mine anymore. I'm more interested in playing something that's interesting. So I'm gonna move this mic a little bit, see if that prevents it from bobbing around less. You want to bring this out? I think this was in here as well. Hold this down. I think it was like this. That looks right. Nice and hello. Hello, my neighbor. Hello, my darling. Hello, my PS Pro. Just gotta slip the outer lay on. So one thing that is kind of bad here, got this grungy sticker, now some cat hairs getting stuck in it, but those kind of stickers, man, they just like, if you take them all the way off, they just linger. The adhesive lingers. I think it's better just cut them and then just leave them at this point. Gamers. It's a Wii U with an exclusive digital deluxe promotion. What is that promotion? I don't remember what the deluxe digital promotion was, but it does include a copy of Nintendo Land. I forget what the situation was with this. So there was some deal, maybe a price drop that happened, and I decided to pick this up. And I was like, it was the time that the Wind Waker HD console came out. And I think maybe the non-Wind Waker HD ones had a price drop or something, or I don't remember the situation, but I remember specifically hunting for a Nintendo Land version because I was like, I don't want the Wind Waker one because it has an embroider thing with like the Zelda logo. And I think I just was like, at this point in my life, I was moving away from identifying, you know, a lot of Nintendo stuff with like, I don't know if personality would be the right word, but you know, I did not, seeing the little cheap gold embroider around like a 3DS or Wii U, just it didn't resonate with me, right? It's just not something I really wanted to see. I'd rather have a stock Wii U controller, you know, that kind of thing. And I just didn't really feel the want for that. So I very specifically went after a Nintendo Land Wii U. This is the 32 gigabyte model. I was just out of college. Probably shouldn't have been spending money on this thing because I just quit my job as well because I was trying to find a new job and proceeded not to get a new job. The Wii U kind of thing on the box is kind of interesting. All the boxes have this kind of like unique U thing. Unique U thing. I mean, I think they kind of like made it different depending on the type of box or the type of bundle it was. But I think if I recall correctly, this Nintendo Land bundle is like an original bundle kind of thing. So anyways, we got a little descriptor here on the side, very like Wii looking kind of thing there. Like, hey, there's a game in here. There's these kind of shelvy things, console, gamepad, that kind of stuff. So no games, I think. I'm kind of dusting this as we go through here. Yeah, there's some other information on the side here, but some logos and stuff on the bottom down here as well. But again, nothing crazy. I'm not going to focus this for you. Especially this stuff, like there's plenty of scanned assets online, I'm sure. I had made a plan to make a unboxing video for this thing. I don't remember what happened to it, why it never happened. It was more of like when I was in, oh, we got a similar system here as the Wii, just like slide it out. It's just not as pretty, right? It's just a cardboard box rather than that like nice blue. I think we're just gonna shove that in there. So we are doing a slippy slide. Is it upside down? I think we're upside down. So it's just not as fancy looking inside, but. Well, Nintendo points. We got a quick start guide here. A lot of the Wii branding, I feel like, kind of came into the Wii U. So there's a lot of very similar look and feel, other than just like a slight color difference. But I think they really were just trying to keep things in line because they're trying to write off that success of the Wii, right? So yeah, all this looks about the same. I never know like how much people not knowing that the Wii and the Wii U were different consoles really mattered. It's not. I don't know if I ever felt like I saw an Xbox One situation where like people were like, "Oh, the Xbox One can't play games without internet connection," and that like perpetuating and spreading, right? I don't really feel like I ever saw that like with the gamepad of like, "Oh, the Wii U, that's just the gamepad for the Wii," right? I never felt like that was the thing. I think it was a very E3 centric issue from my memory. But I don't know. I'm talking to people who know about video games. There's some Pro controller talking here. Yeah, how to switch the battery on a Pro controller. I don't know the current situation. I never got a Wii U Pro controller. I would like one, but it's just hard to justify these days. So, is that a note section? No, table contents. I was like, what kind of notes would you be writing about your Wii U in here? I was trying to find what page that was. It is the note section. What are you writing in the notes section in your Wii manual? Why? I would love to see anybody who wrote anything in here relevant to what should be in here, right? The one situation, I think at one point I wrote in an Animal Crossing note section to keep track of my KK Slider songs. But yeah, like I don't know. What would you put in here? I love it. So, anyways, I got some paper. I spat on that one. Delicious spit. I can get it back in the thing. Let's take it one at a time. Or three at a time, I guess. I meant to do one at a time, but is there a code card in here? No. I think you registered your serial number is what it was. All right, there's like some bulging happening here. I don't know if I just crammed a bunch of stuff in here or what, but looks like plastics and things like that. Okay, we have a stand. I think is this to hold a Wii U gamepad, but without the charger? Is that what's going on here? No, I don't know what this is. Let me see. What's the difference between a Wii U gamepad cradle and a Wii U gamepad stand? Let me we'll figure that out here in a second. All right, bunch of trash, all just padding and trash. I was just like, save the plastic. Why? It's original OEM plastic, buddy. And I guess that's the thing that was keeping that up. Interesting how high it was bulging up. I don't know where it was originally at. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this packaging. Not because it's like weird. I just don't remember where anything was. I use the Wii U gamepad cradle to hold my gamepad normally. I don't remember if there's like a charging port on it or what. Or just plastic, OEM plastic for anyone who wants the official Nintendo manufactured plastic wraps. We got I have the manager's name on here. So interesting. This rang up as a Nintendo Wii. They don't have a Wii U on there, so that's really fascinating. But yeah, 274.96. I don't know if that was the right price, but that's what I paid. And 291 was the total. So on 11/8/13. So November 8/13. What's going on? Thanksgiving was coming up. 13. I did not graduate college yet. Oh, we had some timeline issues there. Yeah, this is not 2013 is not when I graduated college. I was definitely still in college. So maybe I just felt guilt of over buying something I probably shouldn't be. I had thought, because I got out of college in 2015, I think. And then left my job in 2015 as well. So anyhow, whatever is going on with that, I think, is there any way I can make this sit nice? Yeah, they can have my receipt. That's the only information I really have of value off that receipt, so we'll just like that. I don't really know layer wise how this should be. All right, I have no idea how the audio sounds like this. If I'm like bumping the mic nonstop, I'm apologizing. This video is not for actual, like, not produced to be something meaningful. All right, nice and slipped in. Goes right in. And fold. Oh no. Fold one. Fold one first, and then fold. And then fold the rest. All right. Well, let me go get that Wii U gamepad and let me compare the cradle so we can figure out what the difference is between these things. All right. So I haven't cleaned or anything this thing, so sorry if it looks grungy, dusty, whatever. It's a little bit, but so this is the cradle. So this has like some extra components in here. We got a clicky thing, and there's these two wheels. And the wheels, I assume, are there so if you pull it off at an angle, it will come off fine. So this is like a lot more like, maybe it's just because I've had this out, so the rubber feet are not as nice, but this definitely like fits to the table a lot more. This shape is also different. So if we look at the bottom of this one, there's circle rather than these like flat pieces. Oh, there is a charging port here. So if you plug it in down here. Okay, and then these metal pins come up there. Okay. So that does work that way. I don't know if I realized that. I don't remember ever plugging anything into that bottom part there. So new info to me. So I guess this is just if you don't want to actually plug it in. It's just really weird because, like, I have used this stand this entire time. It's just a way to hold the Wii U gamepad. So, like, why? I don't know. Tell me about your Wii U gamepad cradle and Wii U gamepad stand experience and how they differentiated from one another. All right. Did you guys ever know? Let's get this out of here, Wii U gamepad stand. Did you guys know I'm a huge Lego Movie video game fan? Bought this day one it came out. No, I just the Vita TV, if you don't know, was just, it bombed pretty hard, and Sony over purchased or made them, and so they're pretty affordable to get. And I got this a little more expensive than eventually what they would get down to be. I think they were down to like 30, 40, 50 bucks at times. But I got this, I think, for 60 or 80. There might be a receipt in here that will tell us what that is. But yeah, I picked this collection for it. Not specifically for this. But you know, just happened to have it. There's also a controller with it, so there's a little extra thing. Now, funny thing about this controller, it came broken. So the analog stick on the right, I believe, or the left, one of the analog sticks would get stuck, and they would always have an up input on it. I called Sony about this, and they told me this bundle does not exist. And I talked to them. I should have called back and got a different version because they would insistent this bundle did not exist. I'm like, I am on your website and this bundle is there. Like, nope, this bundle does not exist. And I'm like, this comes with a controller. Like, nope, it does not come with the controller. Gave them the serial number. They're like, nope, no information about this in our system. And I'm just like, what are you doing? So, anyways, I should have just called back and got a different person because I think it probably would have been fine if I got a different person. We got, looks like Sonic All-Stars Racing going on here, Minecraft, and then some Telltale Games. I don't know what Telltale Games is doing on here. I don't think anything related to Telltale's here. Yeah. Connect to a network, plug it in. I recently set up my PSTV again recently. It's a nice device. I like it. But you know, hacking it does take does help make it be more valuable. So we got a little like hanger thing. It's kind of nice. It can like sit up on a hang. Yeah, this one's got a Rogue HDMI cable. I don't think this is the original HDMI cable. I think this just happened to end up in here. So okay, so we got a white box hanging out down there. It's pretty low. I'm gonna guess probably the controller sat up on top here. I could be wrong, but I think that's what was going on here. All right, so we got this little white box. So I'm gonna guess the PSTV was in this little white box. Kind of cute, you know? It's like a little like jewelry cabinet or drawer or whatever. You know? Open this up. So I never redeemed this game, so I'm pretty sure this is long since expired, but if you ever wanted a copy of Lego City Movie, there you go. The expiration date is March 31st, 2016, so get in there, baby. You know, if you hack your Vita these days, you can download every region of the Lego Movie video game without much thought or concern. This included a 8 gigabyte memory stick mini. Is that what this is? I don't know what exactly it's called. Mine survived okay, but if you don't know, these things are notorious for failing, and mine has failed. So I can reformat it and all that stuff, but it always like starts to corrupt after just a few sessions. So not very good if it has save data on it per se. And it's only 8 gigabytes, so it's not that much. So we got a PS Vita memory card document there. So here's our receipt. Let's see what we're doing here. This one's very faded again. So okay, so this is $99.99. So it actually was quite a bit more expensive than I thought it was. So either way, you know, I think it's a great device. I used it to play Freedom Wars. Did I buy Freedom Wars with this? I don't think so. I think I bought Freedom Wars separately. So and what's the date on this? Warranty not purchased. I have a membership that's 2012. I guess my membership ID is on here technically. November 16th, 2014. I love buying things in November, apparently. Oh. Anyways, what's we got here? Get the best out of the remote play on PlayStation TV. So if you want to play your PlayStation 4 on a different TV, you can do that. I have never had a use for remote play. I feel like everyone, I've talked to people who have uses for remote play, but I don't know anybody who actually uses remote play. I'm guessing this is what the Vita TV was inside. Protect it. Plastic. Got some more documents in here. So this is just straight up a PS3 controller manual. It literally says PS3 on it. So there is like a little like section down here. So I assume if you pulled all this out, there's the you have the PS Vita TV sitting in that little thing there. So I'm too lazy to do that right now. And we have our quick start guide, which, you know, I'm gonna guess nothing fancy in here. Vita's menus in general are weird. This is one of those fold out ones. There's nothing really going on in there. Anyways, the menus in Vita are weird. They're like the little bubble icons and stuff. I appreciate it. I am personally of the mind cross media bar is still probably the best thing, and I think one really nice thing about the cross media bar which is maybe like an old man thing to say at these days, is you log on a PS4 or PS5 or Xbox and just like there's a ton of stuff all over the place. The dashboard's just full of stuff. And a lot of it, I don't know for sure. I feel like a lot of it's ads or things like that. And I'm just like, I'm just here to play the video game. Please let me play the video game. So cross media bar is just like really nice and clean. And if you tab over to the PlayStation Store, it will bring up ads, but I think it's a little bit more reasonable. Like, let me show you the latest thing in the PlayStation Store. What's a recommended for you? But I feel like on Xbox and maybe later PlayStations, that's not necessarily how it goes. So this HDMI cable, not a part of this whole thing. I mean, it came with an HDMI cable, I'm pretty sure, but that HDMI cable does not look like the one that came with it. I think Sony uses a different type of HDMI cable. So anyways, we're gonna pack this stuff back in here. Yeah, I think that's it. Hold it back in. Again, I just like, oh, here's this little thing. I like this thing. It's like a really cute little cute little box for a cute little device, right? So okay, this is the serial number information on the side as well. I'm kind of the mind that we're getting towards the end of like official first party hardware really being like very important. That's not to say I'm thinking that Sony and Microsoft won't sell systems, but there we go. That gets that showing. But I think we're kind of at the end of the previous console kind of life cycle kind of thing, and maybe it's just this generation was pretty bad, but I think to some extent there's just like some appeal and just like look how small this thing is, right? Just this tiny little box. Just a weird thing. I don't know. Maybe you get that kind of feeling outside of like a PlayStation Portal. I don't know. Out of all the things here, for some reason, this is like a weirdly. I don't know if nostalgic is the right word. There's something about this that I just like that I feel like I will not get again, which I think is just interesting. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just such a weird bundle, right? A PS3 controller with a Vita TV that's like a portable version of a portable or a TV console version of a portable console. Like, what a weird thing this is. Maybe that's the feeling. It's like, this is just a weird thing. And like, it's a substantially weird thing, right? Versus like a PlayStation Portal doesn't really have that. And I guess I wonder, there's like a lot of weird things about the PlayStation Vita as well. I never had an actual Vita, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But I don't know. There's something weird about this one. Something about this one that's just feels a bit different to me, as I barely played my Vita, so I don't even know why I feel that way. I don't think we looked at GameCube yet, right? I had this over here in my pile of stuff we already looked at, but I'm almost certain we didn't. Big GameCube fan, as a big Nintendo fan growing up, so kind of naturally, the GameCube was a part of my life. I was a Nintendo 64 is really my first Nintendo console, home console. Game Boy is my first game hardware that I owned. That wasn't like a PC that my dad just had. And then the Super Nintendo was really kind of where, well, I played NES as a kid, like very, very little, but like Super Nintendo was like when I really started to recognize like what video games were and what was going on with them. Not like a ton, right? So this is actually, I don't know what year this is. This is a later GameCube box. So my original GameCube box was with my dad's house. They have long since gone. I know the focus isn't great on these, but this was later. So this is kind of a weird story about this GameCube, actually. So I had my normal GameCube, perfectly fine, worked. And I was visiting my grandparents, and they're doing the thing when you're a kid, grandparent thing. I mean, I was a teenager, and they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the store. Why don't you buy something for yourself?" And I don't know what I was thinking, but I bought this GameCube. I already had a GameCube. So well, I know what I was thinking. I think what I was thinking was I'm playing Phantasy Star Online by myself. So my sister and I played Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube, and it was a constant struggle between us on the two GameCubes, right? Or the one GameCube. And so I think I was like saying, if she has her own GameCube, I can just play more Phantasy Star Online. So I think that was the intention, but I really shouldn't have used my grandfather's money on that. So whatever. At the end of the day, I ended up with this GameCube. This is the GameCube I use, my main one. My other GameCube is not in a great condition right now, but this one still works, so I still have it. But this is not really like this was my sister's GameCube more than mine at the end of the day. So but yeah, just a weird story with that thing. But you know, my original GameCube, there was a I got it like that Christmas, and my dad, like, I think bought it in one of those bundles that force you to buy a ton of stuff all at once. So I ended up with like 6 games that year, and also like a bunch of controllers, including a bunch of third-party ones that were pretty garbage. But like I felt kind of bad in hindsight, honestly. So there's some stuff in this one, including just some stuff I probably put in here because I didn't know what to do with it. So if you don't know, I know GameCube, like HDMI and component adapters and stuff are kind of dime a dozen these days. You can find them. They're not cheap, but they're pretty expensive. This is one of the earlier, like aftermarket ones. So it's a HDMI one, goes in the component slot. I bought this. It's a 3D printed kind of mount thing. Basically there's some issue with how this connects to the GameCube. I think the fitting was just not quite right. You know, it's, again, 3D printed thing, and so now this doesn't work very well on most GameCubes. You could get it to work, but it's really finicky, and it just wasn't worth the effort. And also I have a setup that mainly makes component cables more reasonable to use, so like having this didn't really matter that much. So I have this, but I doubt I'll ever use it again, so I don't know what to do with it right now. I just happen to have a power brick in here. GameCube power brick, very exciting. We got a tray, serial speed. I think this is because of the Game Boy player. I think is what this one is for. The high speed port. It's kind of grody. I'm gonna clean it up. Some of the stuff like this, like you know, the Wii U gamepad storage, like this stuff I generally have had in these boxes. So it's like the one thing that, like, storage wise, these boxes were helpful for. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't know. I have a broadband adapter, so it's in here. I actually have had two broadband adapters, but I lent mine to a friend and never saw it once back. So I have one broadband adapter these days, but thankfully that's not as important anymore now because there are some aftermarket options for the broadband adapter on the GameCube. So looks like we got Nintendo Power subscription thing. It says choose a free gift. Let's figure out what those free gifts are. Hottest codes, extensive reviews. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I think that's a Game Boy Advance SP headphones, and these plug into the charge port. So I was aware there's Game Boy Advance SP headphones that have like headphone adapters for the charge port. I don't know if I realized there were specific headphones for that. That's interesting. Got a digital watch. Slick digital watch with animated Nintendo Power logo. Okay. I've never seen one of those. And a t-shirt that says Nintendo GameCube. Out of all of these, I'm playing GBA SP right now, and these would be nice. But I would imagine they're not very comfortable. And I've never been much of a watch guy. Maybe someday I can figure it out. But sign yourself up. Choose your free gift. Check only one item. Credit card number. I am paying to this subscription via check, money order, Visa, or MasterCard. I was thinking about this recently with Final Fantasy 11, you know, MMO game with the subscription. And I actually don't know, like, you know, in the early 2000s, were credit cards kind of a credit and debit cards kind of a guaranteed thing that you had? And like, how did you pay for a monthly subscription without it? You like give them your bank account information directly? I don't know. Sign up for a chance to win a Nintendo GameCube game disc of your choice. Interesting. Enter online at NintendoGameCube.com register. Okay, so chance to win. Does it say what? I don't see anything on here that says what games. All right, so we're tracking gender here. Oh, okay. So this is for primary user and then also the secondary users. We got gender, we got your primary language, your email address, birthday, your info. And then it's asking what other systems do you or others in your house own? Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Super Nintendo. I'm surprised they're still tracking Super Nintendo at this point. 64 PC, Sega Dreamcast, Sony PlayStation, Xbox, other. And then also, which of the following game categories are your favorites? Action, adventure, sports, role playing, puzzle, and fighting. Narrowing down genres in a way that's like simple for people who don't know what they're talking about, or maybe not don't have the context for like a larger game, is an interesting exercise. I had to do that recently. Enhance your high-speed internet. So this is really interesting. Did this come with a broadband adapter and I just threw it in here? Or did they just have an AOL broadband ad in here? That's interesting. And like no mention of using it for GameCube or anything like that. Just letting you know. Hey, buddy, we've got internet for you. Curious how that deal went down. Instruction booklet. I imagine this is pretty straightforward, pretty black and white. Literal pictures of a GameCube in here in this case versus the Wii and the DS being a, you know, drawn thing. This is interesting. There's a Luigi's Mansion. So if you don't know, on the GameCube, when you put a disc in, it gives you a little descriptor. This one says Luigi's Mansion 2001. This is the new title in the Mario series. I wonder if that's what the final game says. Because I do not remember it saying this is a new title in the Mario series, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked at that in forever, so. That's our paper we got going on here. So we're going to keep these plastic knickknacks and stuff. I don't know what we'll do with them, but find a home for them and hopefully they survive. Just manufacture plastics. GameCube twisty ties. These remind me of the bread ties instead of like a more permanent tie. I feel like most of the modern ties you get are like these kind of like thick little black wires. So, well, that looks like that's all that's going on in there. So, an exciting time. Oh, where's this? Hold that up. Good to go. I don't know where the best way is to put that in, but there we go. Nice and prepped, bent, pristine, and IBM. We got little accessories here. Memory card, Wavebird, Game Boy Player, Game Boy Advance cable. I have 2 Game Boy Advance cables. Oh, well, what's got? Oh, okay. There's a thing here that says if your TV or VCR does not have audio video connections, I know it's blurry for you guys, as shown, you will need a Nintendo RF switch or RF modulator set, which is sold separately to complete your connections. Interesting. Or if that was sold online, or if you could buy it in a store, or what? GameCube. GameCube. All right, sticking with some Nintendo for a little bit longer. We got ourselves white Game Boy, wide color screen, 32-bit. I feel like this is the last generation that anyone cared about bits in a console. I think people said 128 bits for things, but you know, whatever. This is my launch copy or launch system. I'm pretty sure I got it pretty soon. I don't think there's a receipt in here, so we can't check. But you know, got F-Zero GX, or not GX, Maximum Velocity, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Brothers 2. Looks like the same game there. Actually, I'm kind of curious. It's like because this looks like the side mode in there. I forget what it's called. And then we got Mario Kart. It looks like a pretty far along version of Mario Kart. So at least I think I got this around launch. But yeah. So this thing's been pretty roughed up over the years. Not ideal situation. Has a slot back here for the serial number as well. I don't feel like the booklets in here were anything special last time I looked, but we'll see. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember the last time I pulled these booklets out of here. Oh, we got some stuff going on here. Oh, come on, get out of there. Some of these might also be from other Game Boy boxes that I held on to, like, because this just says Game Boy. And is this actually for Game Boy Advance, or is this just like for a previous Game Boy that I had? Fortunately, most of my previous Game Boys are long gone, so yeah, I don't know. This might be for a Game Boy Pocket. Not seeing anything that mentions anything by name, but this looks like a Game Boy Pocket kind of manual to me. Same deal with that one. So there's a very good chance. Oh, I have a manual in here for Super Mario Kart Super Circuit. I don't know if I have the box for this anymore, unfortunately, but apparently I held on to this. I'll have to look into that. Super Mario Advance, I'm almost certain I don't have the box for this anymore. Nice manuals, though. Good art, full color. Pretty nice. One of the interesting things about manuals, right, is that, like, I think the story was always be like, hey, I got a game and then I took the manual and I read it on the way home. But if you're playing on Game Boy Advance, you can just play the game on the way home. So why are you looking at the manual? Okay, so this looks like the Game Boy Advance version of this, basically. So, and yeah, it kind of folds out the same way. And we got some GBA stuff going on here. Some diagrams, drawn stuff going on. Not a lot of thought feeling or whatever going on there. But I wonder how many people on this earth have read this document. Like, can't be that many. Register to win a chance to win a Game Boy Advance pack of your choice. Pretty much the same document it looks like, but for GBA. Any notable changes here? Looks like a very much the same era of document, so not seeing any changes. No mention of GameCube because the GameCube was not out. So subscribe and receive a free issue of Nintendo Power. I remember this Nintendo Power issue. I was big into Paper Mario at the time. I was very excited for it. Now I have no feelings for Paper Mario. Woo! It's just one of those things that, like, you know, I've kind of just moved on from it. 12 issues of Nintendo Power Advance and an issue of Nintendo. So I had Nintendo Power Advance for sure. I don't know why I got that. This is just 12 or 24 issues subscribed now. Not seeing any free gifts with this one, so. Yeah, I don't know. Should I keep these guys? I'm just gonna kind of float around. I don't think I have a box for this, but I'll double check. But yeah, I don't know. They're in nice condition, but yeah, most of my cartridge games I do not have the boxes for. Long story short, was kind of asked to do something with them, and did not understand the concept of what it meant to keep boxes for this stuff, really. Which, you know, hey, whatever. Should you be precious about this stuff? Great question. But yeah, I didn't keep any of the cardboard boxes. I cut them all up and put them on a diorama on my wall. And where is that now? Probably in the trash. So I think this was a part of this box as well. Put in there. There we go. There we go. Nintendo DS. Actually, one second. All right, so here's a Nintendo DS box, but this is my actual Nintendo DS box. This is my Nintendo DS, Metroid Prime First Hunt. This is, you know, launch window-ish era kind of thing. The reason it's in this pile is because for now, this was already on display in my place. Did it need to be on display? Who knows, but it's there. And I guess in my brain, I was like, this is going to stay on display and not leave. So, you know, I can always get rid of it later if I want to. But anyways, this other box we'll get to in a second. But while we're here, I guess we'll just look into this, right? We got some games on the back here. Metroid Prime Hunters. I'm actually kind of curious if there's any difference between these boxes too, because this is a later DS, I believe. But we got Metroid Prime Hunters that was not coming out yet. Super Mario 64 DS that was out. Madden NFL, Rayman, Ridge Racer, Herbs in the City, Spider-Man 2. I have Spider-Man 2. I will beat Spider-Man 2 one day. It actually has a coming soon section with Ping Pals, which is like a PictoChat kind of clone. Robots, the what's it called? I forget what that's called. It's a movie. Tiger PGA Tour, Asphalt Urban GT. Heck of a game. Great game. Screw Ridge Racer. Play Asphalt Urban GT. Ridge Racer is fine. It's hard to deal with. Yoshi's Balloon Trip, which eventually became Yoshi's Touch and Go. I love Yoshi Touch and Go. WarioWare Inc., which is just WarioWare Touched. Which I didn't like WarioWare Touch as much. So we got kind of a little thing similar to the Wii when we got a number in here. So there is kind of like a pull down system, but I'm not seeing any numbers other than 1. So I don't know if the number's just missing or what. So I guess we'll find out when we look at this other box. But all right. We have a DS charger in here. Charger alert. Charger alert. Okay, how the heck do I get to this other stuff? We're going to open it from the other side. Okay, this charger's like plugged in through back here. So, is there anything wrong with this charger? This looks like a GBA SP charger to me. I could be wrong, but that does not look like the DS connector. So I think it's actually a GBA SP charger. It says Nintendo on it. Yeah, it says SP. Bunch of Japanese, I can read it, but all right. Well, hey, GBA SP. More Nintendo Power and a free gift. What kind of free gifts we got this time? A Nintendo DS shirt, adult size L. Okay. Do you want a Nintendo DS shirt? Is the answer to that. I'm paying for the subscription only. Okay. $20 and you get your free DS shirt. Cool. Well then. Interesting. Is this the same thing? Okay, I just have 2 of these for some reason. Register for a chance to win. Is this a similar deal of register to get a game? Nintendo published DS game of your choice. Okay. Well, apparently I did not want it hard enough because I didn't fill this out. Any changes in the questions here? English, gender, information about you. So no mention of consoles here, and no mention of genres. So all they want is your information. Wonder if they just didn't find that to be valuable. Health and safety precautions can be all text. Again, how many people in life have important instruction booklet correction? Page 12, step 2. Okay. Page 12. Step 2. Okay. So on page 12, step 2, it says make sure that a Nintendo DS is off for step 1. Step 2, insert the DS game card into slot 1 on the back of the system and push it in until it clicks into place. The label should face toward the top of the Nintendo DS. So the picture is right. The pins are pointing upward, unless the label was potentially on the other side of the cart at one point. But it doesn't look like it. That image doesn't look like it. So the issue was the label should face toward the top of the DS, illustration 12. The label should face toward the bottom of the DS, is the correction there. Okay. That's a pretty good correction to have. Some DS diagrams, okay. Charge cable, picto chat, communications. Nothing fancy going on here. DS interface is one of those things that, like, as a kid, I really wanted it to be exciting. I don't know where I got my mind that, like, DS, like, systems should have these kind of, like, more extensive, what's it called on them? Just check. I don't know what this is. This is a set of GameCube cases. I don't think my information's on here. Set of GameCube cases. A 5-pack, I think. And battery NTR WCS. November 17th, 2009. So I was 19. So this, just buy a battery pack? Maybe I replaced the battery and I don't remember doing it. Interesting. Battery NTR WCS. I'm gonna guess that's what it was. I don't know what else it would be. Rechargeable. Okay, we got some rechargeable battery replacement. So yeah, I must have bought a replacement battery and put it in there. I don't remember doing that, but I believe it. All right, well there you go. And this is being stored in the battery bag apparently. So Ben was being very he's just like, oh, here's a bag I can store everything in. You know what? Let's be a good Samaritan, just in case somebody needs to understand how to put a game cartridge in. Want to make sure they don't miss it. Perfect. All right. This in here. So anyways, I'm not getting rid of that this box yet, but maybe someday. Just not today. And it goes. And alive it is. Extra plastic. Get in there. Get in there. All right, so this is my sister's Nintendo DS. She played Clubhouse games. I believe this Electric Blue DS may have came with like Electroplankton. I don't know why she got this or why it happened, or if I bought it for her or what, or if I made a suggestion to somebody. Did I get somebody else to get her a DS again, and force her to do it? I don't know where her DS is though. I asked her about it a while back, and Joe, she's like, I thought you had it, and I'm like, nope, I do not. So got some plastic, Nintendo official manufactured plastic being stored in here. No charge cables, just a decently nice box. A PictoChat manual? Is this real? I don't remember this at all. And this is like pretty good quality. Look at that. I want a PictoChat manual. This is my PictoChat manual. Okay. Page 12, step 2. The label should face toward the bottom of the DS. Good job! They fixed it. No further corrections needed. Same deal. Nothing new there. My Nintendo, nothing new there. Nothing new there. No receipts. Let's check these games on the back of this box. Spider-Man 2, The Herbs, Ridge Racer DS, Rayman DS. These all looks the same, I think. Rayman DS, Ridge Racer DS, Madden 2005. Okay, the Madden NFL became Madden NFL 2005. The Spider-Man 2 picture changed from Spider-Man with like commands on the bottom screen to a different screenshot. So they changed it to, I don't know why. Metroid Prime screenshot looks like it's the same. Metroid Hunters includes Blue DS, AC, rechargeable battery pack, Silver DS, AC, first hunt demo. No coming soon section. So, same PictoChat stuff on the side, just different colors. And deal with that. Same pictures. This box is definitely in better condition than my box, but it's my box for me. And now my PictoChat. This is my PictoChat manual. I'm curious if mine came with the PictoChat manual and it's just gone, or if it made it to the other box, or if they later were just like, hey, you know, it'd be really cool making a PictoChat manual. Get it done. I'll have to figure that out later, but we'll get it in there. We'll get it in there. Yeah, we got some battle damage on this Nintendo 3DS box. Got stabbed, I believe, when it was shipping it to me, unfortunately. So rest in peace. I traded in my Nintendo 3DS, but this is the one that the box. I kept the box. I don't remember if it was on accident or on purpose. I accidentally did trade in my thumb nub thing that you can use to control the touchscreen with my Nintendo 3DS. Sad day. But I did eventually, a friend of mine gave me his original 3DS so I could get that modded for capture setup stuff. So, but recently the touch digitizer on it seems to stop working well. So the touchscreen's kind of a pain to use right now on it. So, I got to fix that at some point. I did buy a digitizer to try to replace it, but it's going to be an adventure and a journey. Very exciting. What's we got going on here? So we got GameStop receipt from when I bought it, very faded. I'll see if I can get some info off here. I bought Steel Diver, Super Street Fighter 4, Nintendo 3DS. In total, I think I paid like $330 for this. This is so worn. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to pull out of this. Reserve pickup, so I pre-ordered it. Steel Diver is $40. Street Fighter is $40. I mean, this is launch night, I'm pretty certain, so. Okay, I think this is too faded. The ink, or thermal ink, is long since gone. But I can at least say Steel Diver, Super Street Fighter 4, and Nintendo 3DS were picked up. Got another GameStop receipt here. Return policy. So if I need to return it, it's there. Oh, we got something going on here. Oh, this is my pre-order. I put $50 down for my pre-order. Can I see when I pre-ordered? I think I pre-ordered January 9th, 2011. It's 1643. Andrew did my pre-order for me. Thanks, Andrew. So I think it was whenever that was, and then whatever it came out is when I got it. So, what is this? What is this receipt? This one I was looking at already? Is this a different one? These are so faded, it's ridiculous. This just looks like it's a blank receipt. Okay, we got what we needed, or something close to what we needed. Club Nintendo, free warranty extension, register your serial number. It looks like there's a PIN number back there as well. It looks like I probably registered that. Plaza Me. Oh, different region. Okay. Place Me. I don't know which one's which. And then Me Plaza. Let's say Plaza Me is not the name. Street Pass Me Plaza. Okay. So, got that here. Explanation of Street Pass work. These graphics, I think, are around online for you to grab if you want to. Using the internet browser, using the eShop. I don't think the eShop launched, though, with the system. System transfer, broadband wireless needed. Okay. Try to Okay, charge your system, then turn on the power. I think everyone will just plug it in and just turn on the power before charging the system. I don't know what that does for battery. The charging cradle, I don't know if this was in this box or a different box, but I took that out recently. But because my 3DS is capture modded, it can't sit on the charging cable properly, I don't think. So I'd have to look at it, but I'm pretty certain the charging cable cradle is kind of useless to me. But I do have it somewhere over there. General stuff. Kind of a bunch of menus and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if like PDFs on Nintendo's web server you can find for these things and download them. Okay, we got Nintendo Power. Great offer. Any free gifts on this one? The 3DS games. We're going to Grass 3 great free gaming. Looks like just $20 still. $20. Nintendo Power only $20. And then the actual manual. This is a thick boy. Look at this thing. High quality. Look at these pictures, baby. Oh my gosh. Notifications. Full descriptions of how all this works. No inserts saying the wrong thing or said the right thing because you said the wrong thing. AR cards are in here, or I have since removed them from here, but there were AR cards in here. So yeah, this is just a big, thick thing, baby. So if you want to read your operations book novel, if you want to put it on your shelf, don't worry, we got you. We'll teach you how to use 3DS. Notes section. Is there a notes section? Got to find the end of the English language section. No notes. Legal notices, but no notes. Specifications, in case you were wondering what the specifications of your system were, there you go. But no notes. How else am I going to... What system was that? God, what system was that had the notes? Was it the Wii that had the memo section? I don't remember. Anyways. Oh, little plastic divider thing. I use these all the time to protect my screen because I don't know if it's just me, but especially the 3DSs, they when they close, they like to hit the other side of the system and do some damage, so. Oh gosh. What was this plastic for? Oh, I don't even remember. I don't remember if it's in this one. If it fits in this one, I might just put it in here. Who knows? I assume this is what the 3DS sat in. Nice and protected. And then just, you know, some cables and stuff like that down here, so. I don't think it's gonna fit in here. I think this may have been like the GBA or DS box or something. I'll either find a home for it or crash it, one or the other. All right. Anything of value on here? A new dimension. No games on the back, but we will let you know at the activity log. GameStop sticker on the side. Yeah, not a lot going on here. Serial number. But who out there in the world has my 3DS? Who knows? Give someone the joy of finding paper. Here's a receipt you can barely read, but you want to know how much I paid for Steel Diver? There you go. Valuable. Tiny, tiny little baby boy. New 3DS XL. Enhanced, but tiny. Look at this. Is the Nintendo 3DS the PS3 of DS's? I feel like it might be. I barely remember this box. Okay. This looks more like a like a GBA box to me. It's just like, hey, this is for children. Please understand. So I'm gonna slide out this. Looks like I got this from a Best Buy. Paid $80 in cash and then $130 in credit for some reason. When was this? February 13th, 2015 is when I bought this guy. I don't know when the system came out, so but yeah. Interesting. Looks like probably just some plastic in here. Yep. OEM coverage. My new 3DS XL is having that peeling problem. I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. Not a lot going on here. Cards. AR cards. I don't know. After the bombastic nature of the 3DS box. Like, the other 3DS box is like, you are a proud owner of the 3DS. This is kind of just like, look. We've made a lot of these things. And this, look, this is the premium one, but please understand. We'll take a look on the back of the box here, but I don't feel like there's a lot to say about this. This one I have literally no memory of buying, so there's not much to say. I don't feel like there's a lot. The only thing I remember about the 3DS, the original 3DS, when I bought that was going to a Mexican restaurant with a friend after, like, I think right before we were going in, or yeah, probably right before. We were just waiting around Mexican restaurant right outside the place where you can get it. I think it was like a blue 3DS at launch, right? I think these days I'd be more likely to get a blue 3DS. All right. I got a lot of black systems, and I think these days I just would like more variety in my visual system quality. So. All right, let me go get more boxes, but we're wrapping up here soon, shortly. All right, we're gonna do some quick rapid fire ones. For some reason I kept this controller box. Congratulations. It's a controller. I kept this controller box too. Congratulations. It's a controller. Guess what? This one's molded. This one's not. Interesting. The end. Amiibo boxes. I'm gonna guess these are probably gonna get trashed, but I tried to retain these as best I could. I don't know why, but you could do that. Amiibo boxes. Same thing here. Servicetti. Back of that one. Any difference between these? Look like the same. I imagine they're printed the same time. So just different characters. I have very few Amiibo cards, I will say. I do like Amiibo Festival. Amiibo Festival is a fun game. I got a custom Xbox 360 controller, or Xbox One controller, sorry. So this is kind of a unique thing. It's actually a pretty nice package. I don't know if this is the normal packaging for Xbox controllers. It's the only Xbox controller I've really bought. All this just looks like paper mostly. And looks like an IKEA-esque battery installation process. So we don't have to print by region. So, but yeah, my controller is like GameCube themed, kind of. I do own a Switch Pro controller. I forget why I bought it. I lost my duster, so I'll use my finger duster. That's pretty gross, though. Where's my cloth? That would be way better at this. Whatever, we're gonna have to deal with it just being dusty and now dust all over the counter, but pretty straightforward. Not a lot going on here. Yeah. Kind of like Switch generations, kind of like a white and red look to it. Wii U nunchuck. I think I was ordering something from Nintendo's online store, and they just had these for pretty cheap. So I don't think there's anything in here beyond little cradle and the plastic it came in. It's like it was also wrapped in this plastic as well, and had little sandwich bag twisty tie. So, oh, there's a little manual here too. Nunchuck. Kind of weird. Like I don't think about it very often, but the Wii U was pretty heavily reliant on Wii controllers, wasn't it? Wonder, like in hindsight, that's one thing that like when Reggie's book came out, he really skipped over the Wii U generation, and I wish he spent more time talking about the lessons learned in the Wii U generation. I feel like there was not enough discussion about that in there. But it's hard, you kind of want to focus on your achievements and successes, not necessarily your failures. But it would have been nice to know more, I think. So read the system operation manuals before setup. I've got these Joy-Cons in my home. Again, nice and dusty. Somebody told me these are the sweet potato Joy-Cons from the Buddy Mission Bond community, which I can see why. Purple and orange sweet potatoes. Some plastic in here. Oh, it looks like maybe some, what's it called? Okay, we got some, those things. I forget what they're called. Grips. I really wanted to like the Joy-Cons, but I just don't find the Joy-Cons very reliable. All my Joy-Cons have issues. Admittedly, I live in an apartment complex, so maybe that's a noise issue as well. I've had some issues with Wii remotes and noise in here as well, so... Is this part of the original thing? Seems weird, but sure, I'll put bubble wrap back in there. But yeah, noise issues are definitely like, a thing. So, but I just constantly struggle with my Joy-Cons working. All right, we're back to some form of a console. There's a mini console, Super Nintendo Classic Edition box. These days, I think my desire for things like this are very small. I think a Mister would be more relevant to my needs and wants in life, but still, I do have it. And maybe someday I'll do something with it more, but I think for now I just kind of play. If it's ever like a Super Nintendo game I want to play that just happens to be on here, I'll play it this way if it makes sense. So, but yeah, I don't think there's anything in here probably of note. Not much going on in this thing, just a lot of Nintendo manufactured plastic. Yeah. And then our startup manual, but I don't know anything about the Super Nintendo startup manual, if they did anything special about this, or if they just were like, whatever. Okay, we got something that looks like a normal... Okay. Oh, they gave you a poster? So I think this is like a poster that had games on it back in the day. I'm going to guess they just put games that exist on here. That's interesting. The other side is the actual thing. That's pretty cool. I don't think I ever realized that was a thing, but I think it's a pretty cool little setup there. Because I think this looks like another poster from back in the day. I'm not a big Super Nintendo guy really, so I don't know much about that era of computer. I feel like I'm running out of things to say. I think again the only thing that I really like, I think part of the thing is with this stuff is like the things I've said about these boxes probably show you the level of investment I have in each of them, right? Admittedly, as time goes on, I'm gonna be spending less time, but it's just I don't think these things are important for me to keep because part of me is like, oh, but I can't let them go. And then when you ask why, it's like, well, kind of fun thing here. Now you're playing with superpower. I don't know if that was on the original box or not. But, I feel like the back of this box is probably gonna be less interesting because it's just gonna be all the games that are on here. Versus like, you know, something I was like specifically advertised as something. So another amiibo box, Tom Nook. Tom Nook is probably my favorite of the amiibos. I just like him generally. I think not that I like love him, but I like Tom Nook generally. Out of all the Animal Crossing characters, he's one of the more notable. I also have a Link one, but I didn't keep the plastic cover for this one. Same deal for Luigi. I think I got this as a gift from my nephew. But there's amiibos in my house somewhere for those. Again, I think the amiibo stuff will probably just get tossed by them, but Dreamcast. So most of my Dreamcast packaging is long since gone. That was at my dad's house, and that has since left. But I have bought memory card or VMUs from time to time. They seem to come in this original packaging, which I assume is um the original packaging. Here's another one I got for I have a blue and a green one, but I don't know if these are aftermarket or what. But they look official to me at least, or at least they did a very good job of looking official. So yeah, SegaNet logo there. I don't really see any differences here though, and I have no idea which one was which. So maybe the serial number will tell you what kind of one it is, but not much to say. Looks like just like some kind of card inside that's like an instruction card. This is a weird one. Sorry, there's just a bag up here. I don't know why. This is a weird one. It is battery covers. So these are like things that you can use to kind of charge your Joy-Cons while you use them. I don't use them for that though. I bought them solely to increase the thickness of the Joy-Cons, trying to hopefully make them more comfortable to use. Again, I just really wish I liked the Joy-Cons, but I just don't. And this was an attempt to fix that, and didn't really it didn't really do what I wanted to do. I still have them. I just don't really use them much. I'm sure there'll be some situation where I'm sure there's a situation I could see in the future where, you know, I want to charge a Joy-Con while I'm playing, but again, I just have a lot of weird issues with Joy-Cons in general. I feel like I had a lot of problems with like it disconnecting from the battery pack all the time. And like when I put my Joy-Cons on the Switch stand, like I feel like the like metal on the inside of the Joy-Con starts like stripping away. It's very strange. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but another classic console, the PlayStation Classic. I you know, as somebody who is not very sensitive to console issues like frame rates and things like that, this system seemed fine enough for me. I'm sure if I was actually familiar with more games, it would be a big difference. I will say, look at this packaging. This is pretty in line with like the PlayStation and the PlayStation 5 packaging and stuff. So, you know, they gave it the formal packaging. I think there's maybe an argument that like, hey, it'd be nice if it looks more like an original PlayStation box, but I feel like the Super Nintendo packaging, once you got inside, just kind of was like, yeah, this is a box. We know you're gonna buy this. I'm going to cut that out because that's an address on there that I don't really want you to see. But Ben, if you haven't edited that, you should edit that out. 25 bucks is what I paid from a Best Buy. So pretty dang cheap. Came with 2 controllers. The USB controllers. I don't know if people can use those USB controllers for anything. But here's the inner guts of this. I don't feel anything going on in here, so I'm going to guess there's not much in here. This is an interesting open. There's like 2 tabs on the inside. You pull it open like that. Like a little lunchbox. All right. And we have our PlayStation manufactured plastic, and that's it. So interesting packaging there. I appreciate the lunchbox design. That's what you want to call it, I guess. Well, I guess that's what I'm calling it. Now I don't know how to close it again. Oh boy. All right, come back down. All right, there we go. Then these come down. That comes down. And it's just plastic. And put that over there. So yeah, there's really not much going on in there. But again, I appreciate the outside part of it. So oh, here we go. We got something in here. Let's just sit on the bottom. Again, I don't know what any of this stuff looks like on the original PlayStation. Maybe this is a similar diagram set. But, you know, there's a unique adapt connector, the USB connector there. A lot of people have hacked these things. There's a lot of devices you can hack things for and just use them as convenient little devices. But at some point, you have so many of them, right? Like, does it really matter? So, and just different languages. So, I don't think they're hard to hack. So maybe someday, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you can use it as like a RetroPie kind of replacement thing, but most of the time, if I'm playing a game, I want to play it on the original console. So, um, or at least a console that more officially supports it. And you know, this has like 20 games on it, I think. We'll look at the back of the box. Um, I played Jumping Flash on here and had a good time using it for that. Let me in. God dang it. Let me in there. Ah, PlayStation, thank you. PlayStation. Okay. Anyways, I am definitely running out of things to say about these things. The boxes are getting less interesting, more recent. Crushing the paper on accident. Make sure not to do that. Or at least try to respect the paper. Somebody might care. All right, I did the best I could to get it back in there. When I pushed the box in, the box would like fall onto it and push it down, so I didn't want to do that. Whew, okay. I want to see. Okay. Same deal here. These games are already on here, but I just want to see what's on here again because I forget. Wild Arms. I would, if that's not the PAL version, I'd be open to playing that here probably. And even if it is, I don't know. I might not care. Twisted Metal, maybe someday. Rainbow Six, maybe someday. Tekken 3, Siphon Filter, could. Again, I don't know what versions of these are running on here. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Ridge Racer, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Rayman, Jumping Flash I already played. Metal Gear Solid I would not play on here. I have the original, the weird like PS2 bundle that has like a PS2 case with Metal Gear Solid in it. That's what I have. Destruction Derby, I played that a lot as a kid. I forget if it's on Nintendo 64. Battle Arena Toshinden. So yeah, I don't know. I'd be open to playing the PAL versions of these. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I probably just have to figure out like if it would be a problem. I don't know. I'd have to just ask myself if it would be a problem. Right now, today, just saying it, I don't think I would care that much. Again, I'm just not very picky about this stuff. So, the Nintendo Switch. Oh, I forgot to put this back away. We'll put it back away later without you guys. You won't see me put that away. Nintendo Switch. Again, no real love or joy for this per se. I mean, I think the Switch is a cool console. Joy-Cons I wish were better. Okay. We got some nice presentation elements. I feel like that's what I've been looking for a bit. Need help? We got that artist. I forget what their name is. They do a bunch of like Switch promotional art and stuff. We got a little setup and configuration guide right on the edge here. That's kind of nice. Pop it open. Got something that probably has my address on it. um, I got this from a GameStop on, I think it was around the time Splatoon 2 came out. August 10th, 2017. And I paid $303. I got Splatoon 2. I think it's a Splatoon 2 bundle that GameStop had. So, and it came with like one of the grips, but it wasn't a charge grip. So I think I gave that to a friend who cared more about Splatoon than I did. So, and I really didn't even play that much Splatoon 2. I only recently played through the single player for Splatoon 2. So, anyways, health and safety. Probably not much going on there. We got our Joy-Cons. This is a pretty nice setup here because you just immediately see, the Switch and the Joy-Cons. I think that's a pretty cool detail. I'm gonna take it out real quick. So there's this little thing here. I don't know if this is something for anything. It was like sitting in the corner, like pretty nicely. Hey, hey. Hey, get out of there. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Lord, please. It's like a little plastic pick. Like a screen protector. Oh, I don't know what this is. Okay, I think this is a screen guard. Did I buy this? I don't know. Is this a part of the screen guard? Is this like to help you like smooth it out? I imagine this didn't come with it. I'd imagine maybe GameStop either included it or they somehow peer pressured me into buying one. I don't use a screen protector really for mine, so I'll leave it in there. I don't think I'll ever use it. So I was just kind of like, oh, what's that little like Nintendo Switch business card? Am I calling Mr. Reggie on the phone with that thing? What's going on? So, anyways, yeah, I think the layout for the top is definitely very cool, though. I like this kind of like, hey, welcome to the Switch world, kind of look to it. So, other than that, though, all the other packaging stuff is like lifestyle stuff. No real advertisement stuff, just what's in there. Advertisement stuff, so. All right, and I think that leaves us with one last thing that you're not gonna be able to see because it's too big. All right, the doozy. Ugh, the PS5 box. This thing's huge, but the PS5's huge. There's not much to say about this. You know what this looks like. If you're watching this modern day, you see it on the shelves now. Um, on the back, play like never before. Just a picture of the box, some key terms, lightning speed, breathtaking immersion, stunning games. Um, Same deal, I think, with the PS4 Pro box, where this thing is like a PlayStation sticker here, but this is like an outer shell to a actual box on the inside. Oh, so we got ourselves a box here with the PlayStation logo. It's a giant white box with a handle. Not much to say about it. Not gonna reorient the camera just for this one thing. We do get some brief instructions there on the inside. Um, it's kind of hard to deal with, so I know you're just getting like an audio thing here, but I just check and make sure there's not anything interesting to get out of this. But I seem to recall this being very straightforward. So we got like a cardboard box, and I'm gonna guess has like yeah, safety info, PS5, quick start guide, basic diagrams. Not a lot going on here. I have not really used my PS5 much. Okay, we got some colored stuff in here. What kind of games were we showing here? Okay. Dawn of a New Era? Portal? Is that a game? Is that the game? Dawn of a New Era? I don't know if I recognize that. that the only real thing? Okay. Okay, dawn of a new era. Got excited for a single screenshot of a game that I don't know if that's real or not. Interesting. Um, little hidden compartment down there. Right here. Little bread tie. Very cheap feeling. It's made with like cardboard and metal. Excuse me. That back in there. I think that's where it was. And yeah, I think the last thing is just the actual grip of the controllers or the consoles. So that was a pain to take apart. So I'm just gonna leave that for now. But yeah, I think that's everything. So I mean, like I said, I made a little pile of stuff I'm keeping out of these. I mean, obviously these are just shoved in there, but you know, we got these plastic pieces and stuff, and who knows, maybe they'll just end up trashing that stuff anyways. But I at least would like the feeling of it going to some place where someone might put it on a shelf at some point. Or at least, you know, they can package it with another console they have and then be like, oh, this one's more complete, right? So, but I'm just trying to get them out of the house, make some space, and I think reality-wise, most of these I'm never going to feel anything about again. And the fact that they're there, I'm probably more worried about them being there and taking up space than anything else. But I have game boxes and stuff that are about the same size, or certain controller boxes, but I think today I don't really feel like getting rid of those. So anyways, one last walk through all those boxes. I know it's like a weird unboxing of opened boxes with everything taken out of it. It's kind of a strange setup going on there. But you know, I just wanted to get one last look at it. And I figured if anything was gonna come out, if I was gonna have any memories, thoughts, or feelings about them, it'd be in front of a microphone talking to you guys about it. And then, you know, if I ever feel wistful, I can always just look at this again or go look up GameCube box scans and get 95% of what I need, if not more, kind of thing. So thank you for coming, and I hope you guys have a great time. Bye!